The thing
I'm a
is,
preference choice.
the thing is though, like they literally stole that from me. Like, bro, I remember shagging sheep because Scotland is all about that sheep shagging style. Like and then they just come and
So you're
take it.
telling me New Zealand? Oh, so New Zealand stole your drip then?
Yeah, yeah, they kind of did. Honestly, like they stole like they basically stole my land. Basically, like they stole the land that I had. Like they
Uh,
say they say that yeah, obviously Britain invaded New Zealand, but the matter of the fact is, right, the actual fact of the matter of the fact of the matter fact of matter is that yeah, they stole my land because the sheep's a
Hello everyone and welcome back to the James Ramblin' Show, coming at you live on Friday night. Tonight's your host, James Bay.
Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin' Show. Yet another week of this podcast. We actually have a very, very, very special guest tonight. But before we get into that, there will be an interesting range of topics. We'll probably spend some time on just kind of like religion, but we won't be too serious about it. Then we'll probably touch on another few things, like the things he's been into and all that kind of thing. So without further ado, why don't you introduce yourself, Mr. Tudor the Millionaire?
hello. Yeah, my name's Tudor. I'm a multi-millionaire entrepreneur, the most brightest person in all of New Zealand, and I'm obviously a top G. I do MMA, 17-time world kickboxing champion, and yeah, I'm top G.
Yeah. So you really, really, really think that that Jesus is the key to everything? Is that right?
Yeah, bro, being a top G is the key to everything.
No, I said you think Jesus is number one, right? You said that.
Oh yeah, Jesus is obviously number one. No
Yeah.
doubt. No doubt. Key to everything.
This is literally like a guy that made the Earth in like 7 days, bro. Like, I don't get
Yeah, bro.
that.
I believe it. He's really hearty, so I believe it.
Yeah, man. I honestly, bro, like evolution kind of bet just is the better option, bro. Honestly. Uh,
Evolution's fake.
honestly, I think evolution is like the best option because like it proves that just like when you have all these animals you have all these animals and life forms, it proves that it takes more than 7 days to create life, it takes more than 7 days.
Nah, bro. I disagree. I disagree. I think that the Earth was obviously created in 7 days. There is no doubt about that. And yeah, anything new scientist peoples introduce is obviously fake.
Really? I've never heard that. I have honestly never heard this before. This is like the first time I've ever heard someone say this. Like, I usually hear people saying like, "Oh yeah, evolution is the best option," but like, never heard this before ever. Like, this is kind of like the first time I've ever heard it before, so it's kind of interesting to hear it.
This is because I'm a top G and a multi-millionaire. Why would you listen to some scientist that's a brokey when you can listen to me?
Oh man. Does does the Hustlers University have anything to do with religion? Is it anything to do with that?
Of course, in Hustlers Uni, we make money, so it's strictly money making.
Oh
Over there,
yes.
we do courses. Courses, you make heaps of money, return on investment very high. I would invest.
Oh yeah.
It's only
Any
$50.
is there any religious courses on the Russell's University website?
Oh, of course. You learn about everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
I've never heard of Russell's University actually. It's a new thing. To be honest.
You've never heard of Hustler? Do you know Andrew Tate, the toppest of all G's? Well, he created this university to help brookies like you to get rich real quick.
No, I just found out about it like 2 seconds ago, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, bro. So Hustler's Uni is the best investment. You can have $50, and it's not a pyramid scheme whatsoever. It's 100% authentic money making stuff.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah. So we're supposed to talk about religion, but you know me, do a bit of little side topics here and there. Yeah.
What do you even find wrong about religion? What is wrong with the earth being created in 7 days? You prove your
Like 7 days, right? Not a lot of time, just to create an entire, create the earth, create life. Like, that's not a lot of time just to create that. Like, I'd believe it. I believe it if it took like 7 years, but 7 days, but definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely a big.
That's how you got it all wrong. You see, the Big Bang is the first day, and then the second day the Earth existed. It just popped into existence because God made it. And then on the third day, humans were there, so obviously it's true. I see no problem with this because obviously a planet can form in under a day. Doesn't need too long. And all you scientists are real fake.
Actually,
and NASA, bro. NASA, they're trying to hide everything from us, bro. They probably have aliens, bro, and they're lying to us. If they lie to us, then how do you know you can trust them? They've lied before.
Actually, this reminds me. Apparently, there's these allegations going around that you are part of the Flat Earth Society. Is that right?
Brother. Of course I am. When you look outside, what do you see? You don't see the curve. You see flatness.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And hills. Obviously, you can't see the Eiffel Tower because there's hills in the way.
Oh man.
I do not see a problem with that logic. Okay, tell me this. If the Earth isn't flat, then why are chessboards flat? And why are maps flat? Why are maps flat?
Well, the thing is, right, a map. It's supposed to have a what's that called? It's I'm looking at. I actually have a map in my room, but it's not actually the world map. But it's it's got a square. So the reason why that is, it's so it can show the entire thing. Because if it was a circle, you wouldn't be able to see the entire thing. But the thing is, if the Earth was flat, then we would, I actually don't know how to explain it because, I just learnt about it 2 seconds ago, so I don't actually know.
Let me explain it to you, right? So obviously the Earth is flat because you can see the Eiffel Tower if you look hard enough. But the problem is that there's hills in the way, right? So you can't really see over the hills, so it'll obviously block the Eiffel Tower. So the idea of it is that the water creates illusions, and then you can't see the further distance because of the water and the hill. And also, NASA's obviously lying to us about any Earth being round, and we've never been to the moon. It's American propaganda, bro.
Oh yeah. So you think?
And you know that thing about the Earth's core, whatever. It's fake, bro. What's actually under the Earth is a turtle creating a lot of heat that makes it cold. makes it like into an earth core sort of, but the turtle shell is made of iron. And the iron
Oh,
makes it real hot and it can move around.
my brain cells right now. I think I might have just lost brain cells right here. I think I might have lost some brain cells.
You think you've lost some brain cells, bro? I'm explaining to you the truth, the reality. Brother, you need to become enlightened, bro. You need to become enlightened.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what a show that is tonight. So, religion and the earth, those kind of relate. So, to segue this into the next sort of topic we have on the table of discussion. So you actually, how do I word this? I actually had this guest that talked about music and his taste in music. So you've actually got this taste in music that has influenced you to become this. What is it called again? ESHAYY or something. I think it's called ESHAYY. Is that right? Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, right? ESHAYY. ESHAYY.
Yeah, ESHAY.
Yeah, my point is, you have actually been going through an ESHAY phase. So you can explain that.
ESHAY BAH. Fucking rough, yeah, man. You know, I'm trying to live day-to-day life here in Western Sydney. I'm being the most 8 sore out of everyone. You know, I'm in my Nike TNs, in my trackie, patrolling the streets every day. Being in ESHAY is real hard because you know, so many broncs around. You gotta roll. You know, I'm living life day to day as a multi-millionaire. ESHAY top Q.
Man, I'm surprised that you've not said anything about me just laughing constantly. You gonna say anything about that? You're gonna chef me or whatever it's called about that, you know?
Yeah, bro, I will shank you if I see you, but we're over on the online, so you know. Oh, actually, I could probably see your house by now because the earth's flat.
So I actually have some thoughts about this ESHAY thing. The ESHAY.
What?
My thoughts on the ESHAY conundrum is that it's interesting indeed. Because, right,
say about that, bro.
Because it's like, okay, I get it. You know, you just, like, you've got that, you've had that before where you've had people with the try to rob and all of that, but there's also music that ties into that. So it's just like, it's very interesting. That's kind of just my thoughts. It's a very interesting thing. It's actually
it's like the culture, bro. The ESHAY culture, you know. We got Sydney youngins, we got 1-4, we got like so many ESHAY rappers, lad. And it's just, you know, like people like discriminate against us because they think we're like some evil type of people, but the ESHAYs are actually the nicest people in the world. If you didn't know, but everyone just likes to discriminate against us because they think we're like fat or something.
Man, I think I should have had you on the podcast earlier. Like, it honestly is quite interesting, but yeah. ESHAYs, yeah, mild recommendation, I guess, you know, just kind of, if you want to do it, but I wouldn't do it myself, so a bit of a mild mix, or something, yeah.
James, okay. Can you say ESHAY BAH?
ESHAY. Oh wait, hold on. Let me calm down a little bit here. ESHAYY BAH.
You gotta put more heart. You gotta put more heart into it, lad. You gotta be like, ESHAYY BAH.
ESHAYY BAH.
Ew.
Yeah.
12 steps in becoming an ESHAY, James.
There's also the Est Wazzies or something like that. East Wazzy. I don't know how you say it.
Eat swallowed.
This is an Australian culture thing, everybody.
Most intellectuals of everyone.
It
What
is,
else do you want to know about ESHAYs, James?
well,
That's right away.
well, the fan base needs to know about your ESHAYs and stuff, so I don't actually know where to continue it. The bottom line is, it's just, you just go out. Oh wait, actually, I just had this thought. So you actually bought these things called sky masks, right? Off this Chinese website or something?
Yeah, bro, balaclavas? Is that what you're on about?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
What about them?
They relate to this ESHAY thing, don't they?
Oh, depends, lad. Not really. I just wear them for fun, lad.
Alright.
And because they're drippy as.
So, there is definitely that. Now, there's also, if I remember correctly, actually what relates to this is you actually had a roadman phase or something as well.
Yeah, Raymond phase ages ago, lad. Now I'm just a downright ESHAY BAH. But back then, you know, we were shifting up in London, lad. When I went up to London, and I was hanging out with all the Redmans, and then we saw the Eiffel Tower, so we were like, we need to go shift some people. So we immediately got chingy, lad, and then yeah, I went back to Australia on this big ass bird that flew above the sky with heaps of people in it, and then came back to Australia.
You do realise that, like, that bird you're talking about bet these Australian soldiers in this emu war, this absolute disastrous emu war, like...
Oh, that was a fucking disaster, mate. That was a fucking disaster.
Honestly...
Destroyed, you're fucked over, lad.
How did they lose? Honestly, I don't know. It was like...
These emus, bro, I'm telling you, they're way heartier than they seem.
Okay.
Alright, in a 1 ounce, lad, if you shank something, I'd rather fist like a really hearty MMA fighter than one of those things, bro. If I was gonna
Man.
Mortal Kombat, lad, I would rather versus a UFC fighter than a bloody emu, lad.
I get if it's like actual people with all this insane weaponry and all of that, you know, nuclear bomb goes off, you know, stuff like that. That happens, yeah, I understand if a country would lose, but when it's just these giant birds taking out all these crops and everything, it's like, what?
Bro. These giant birds you're talking about are the deadliest things you'll ever find, bro. Honest, lad.
Well, you should educate me.
Okay, so these emu birds, they're fucking superhuman, lad. They run fast, I don't even know, they're like fat ostriches, lad. That's all I'm gonna say, lad. Like, they just have superhuman abilities, and there's fucking tons of them, lad. I'm pretty sure there's more emus than there is rounds of ammunition in our army, lad.
Jeez.
Emus have kids every single other day, lad, and they just like infinitely spawn in. It's like they got a generator, lad. They just exist, lad. And then there's these little fucking magpies, lad, and they're fucking annoying as, lad.
I'm pretty sure like New Zealand has more sheep than people.
Yeah, bro, it's because the people over there what's it called? Get with the shape sometimes. So
Yeah.
we have more sheep. Yeah, we can.
The thing is that the thing is the thing is though, like, they literally stole that from me. Like, bro, I remember shagging sheep because, you know, Scotland is all about that sheep shagging style, you know, like, and then they just come and
so
take
you're
it.
telling me so New Zealand stole your drip then?
Yeah, yeah, they kind of did, honestly. Like, they stole like they basically stole my land. Basically, like, they stole the land that I had. Like, they say, they say that, yeah, obviously Britain invaded New Zealand, but the matter of the fact is, right, the actual fact of the matter is that, yeah, they stole my land because the sheeps are mine. Right, the sheeps are absolutely mine. So the fact that they have more sheep than people is a discrimination and a cultural appropriation of my culture. So yeah, it's the bottom line.
Lad, so these inbred fucking gronks fucking stole your sheep, lad, and now they're shagging it for themselves, lad.
Yeah, very much.
Fucking couldn't you share some? But honestly, lad.
I mean, you know, I would eat the sheep, but there's other things I can do with them, so.
I think that England should just equalize the sheep in both areas. So you guys, if like one person has more sheep than the other, then they should ship the sheep to the other side, so you guys can have an equal amount of sheep, so that you guys don't become jealous of one another and want to shag each other's sheep. Right? That sounds like a good deal. That sounds like a good piece.
I actually never mentioned England, by the way. I mentioned New Zealand, but I mentioned Britain because they invaded New Zealand. Well, anyways, so you actually, well, you touched on it earlier, but you actually like MMA, and I think I did talk about sports, but I just never mentioned that because, you know, I just never really been into MMA myself. So what is it actually like to be an MMA fighter? This is a segment we're coming up with here.
Torture, lad. It's absolute torture every day, but you love it. It's a lifestyle. It's discipline. It's every day. It's your life, lad.
Well, it's not necessarily my life, but, you know.
A way of life, lad. It's a way of life.
So, yeah, so what is the company you fight for called again?
What? My group or my company, lad?
The company, like, what is it, like MMA Fight Code or something like that? Don't remember.
I fight for myself, lad. That's why an MMA fight is for, lad. You fight for yourself.
Like the brand, not the company, like the brand. Is it like MMA something? I don't know what you call it.
My brand, lad. My brand.
Yeah. Yeah, the brand.
My brand is I don't even know what the fuck you're on about, lad. But yeah, lad. My brand's mean as I'm branding myself at the minute. I'm gonna start buying merch soon.
I know it's like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but it's not even called a brand, right? I'm such a noob when it comes to this, because isn't it a dojo or something like that?
Oh, my gym, lad.
Yeah.
Oh, lad, that's not a fucking company, lad. Fuck. I think you're talking about my honey set business, lad. All good.
That's not even
my gym. My gym is called MMA, lad, and it's at the center of the city. I would highly recommend it, and all the homies go there, so that's where I train.
That wasn't even scripted either. I literally just, like, I don't even know that much about MMA itself, so yeah, not even scripted.
Yeah, lad. So well, what do you want to know about MMA, lad? I can enlighten you.
So tell us about what is actually, I have an interesting question. What is your favourite, like, move to do on someone? Is there a favourite?
Favorite move?
Yeah, like a triangle choke or something.
Standing, lad.
Wait, what was that?
On the ground or standing?
Whatever you prefer, I guess. Let us know. Inform us.
Uh,
Give us the intel.
well, I got a couple favorite moves. I'll tell you that. My favorite move on the ground in jiu-jitsu is the back control. Because I could do rear naked chokes, which
Oh.
I just choke you from the back around your neck.
Actually, I actually know what a rear naked choke is. Because,
Oh, how do you
well,
know?
well, I know what it is, right? But the thing is, can you just explain it? Because I just don't want to, like, make it a little bit awkward, that's all. I'm just trying to remember.
Oh yeah, all right. So rear naked choke is like where you're from behind the opponent and you're under their neck, and then you just choke them out with both hands.
Oh, wait.
Or be behind them.
Wait a second. I actually know where this is from. I think it's a... Was this like a W... I might have been a WWE thing. Yeah, I actually... yeah, it's a W... I'm pretty sure this is a WWE thing. They do that in WWE as well. I mean, there's a bit of mixed martial arts in there, I guess, as well, you could say. A little bit, not entirely, because it's just weapons and chairs and state. It's more... I think it's like, actually, it's more scripted than MMA, I think. So... But yeah, I think that's where I heard it from.
Yeah.
Or actually, maybe...
You probably saw it in like the finisher or something in WWE, like...
Well, there could be that, or it could be the fact that I did actually used to play the UFC games. Like, even having not even been that into the UFC and wanted to do MMA, I thought it was actually quite fun. It's quite a fun little game to play, you know?
Yeah, lad. So rear naked choke is like you said before, like probably WWE, but it's a choke hold from the opponent's back. So
Oh, yeah.
like the reason they call it naked, like rear naked choke, is that what's it called? It doesn't require like the gi. You know how you train in gi for other sports.
Yeah. Wait, gi, what's that?
So without a gi or without a gi, it's considered like naked because you're not wearing like any uniform or anything.
Oh wait, you said gear. I thought you said gi. I thought you were meant to say gear, but you said gi instead. I was getting confused.
Oh yeah, so you know how you train in gi sometimes?
I don't know about gi, but I know.
Naked choke because the naked part is you don't have to wear gi for it.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. What were the other ones again? You could explain those as well if you want. The other favourite moves on the whatever the ground.
Oh, yeah. My other favourite moves triangle. Triangle's a nice move. I like that one.
I think I know that, but like the way it would be done, because isn't it when you just have a like it's you put somebody in a triangle position and choke them out or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So you're choking them with your legs.
I think I probably did that in the UFC game. That's probably what it was, and I remember. So definitely.
Yeah, the UFC game's pretty mean. It's a good game. Yeah, triangle positions are nice. You can get them from heaps of angles, and it's just a real satisfying position to be in.
Oh yeah. So there's that. Oh, actually, speaking of games, aren't you into like For Honor? I'm pretty sure you're into For Honor. Is that right?
Oh, that was a long time ago. I like jamming games. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla for ages now. Trying to finish that off. Maybe I'm jamming some Fortnite recently.
Yeah.
Just got back into it. For Honor, yep. New heroes and stuff. What else? I've been just jamming all sorts really, just in the past few months.
Well, the score was already settled when I did that episode about how I'm not a true gamer. That was a bit of a lazy episode. One of those episodes you just have to get out because you have to. But yeah, it's still true though, because I don't really play games that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what games do you even have time to play games, James?
Well, I do. I just choose not to.
your time wisely, lad. You should be at the gym, lad. Getting them gains, man.
Oh my god. So yeah.
You need to become big and swole, James.
Yeah.
I want to see you become like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like real big and buff lad.
Well, you know, that's such an interesting coincidence because I rewatched The Predator last night. That's what I actually did. It's pretty decent. Still holds up. You know?
Wait, what was the movie called again?
The Predator. The original
Predator. Oh, that's a good classic, bro.
Yeah, it's a 1980s movie. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh wait.
It was me. Speaking of
Yeah.
Predator, I got that skin in Fortnite, lad.
Wait, what? It's in
You
Fortnite.
know the Predator skin in Fortnite?
No, I haven't been keeping up with Fortnite lore in a long time. Yeah.
Oh, I got that one ages ago, lad.
Oh yeah. I mean, the last time I think
I remember.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wait, you know that game that flopped? The Predator game?
Which one exactly?
The one that came out in 2021, I think, maybe. Or 2022, I don't remember. That's like the worst game I would ever see in my life.
Well, actually, I do remember it now because I was actually wondering what the deal was. I wanted to play a game that's to do with the Predator, and then I realised like apparently the one for 2020 or 2021 was not good apparently. So it was that.
Huge flop, lad. It's like a potato game, bro. It's like I spent 30 minutes developing it, lad.
Interesting. Well, yeah, that's it. Well, no, it's not it yet. We're not over yet. We've still got things to talk about. So,
Yeah, lad.
there's many things to talk about indeed. So, do you have any other topics actually?
Do I have any topics to talk about, lad?
Yeah.
Alright, we could talk about the sun.
Well, the sun. Alright. So the sun. Oh, I don't need to explain the sun. What are we talking about with the sun exactly? I don't know where this is going.
Hold on. I'll tell you a story about the sun, fucking bastard. So I was walking down the road the other day when I was going to my dairy because I was hungry as so I wanted to get something fat. And then like it was like real bright, so I looked straight at it, and my eyes started burning. Right, so I was like, "Oh, we can't." I did a staring contest with the sun, but unfortunately, and it just was like real painful and it hurt heaps. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. The sun, fuck Gronk.
Oh yeah, the sun. The sun. So, sun, Earth, the sun. I wonder if I actually have any experiences with the sun. I mean,
Worship the sun.
I mean, obviously sunburn is a thing. Yeah, that is.
Sundown, sunrise. Gotta worship the sun every day.
Yep, I don't have any interesting stories about the sun other than just getting sunburnt and being in the hot sun in Spain and stuff. So, I mean, there was a story about that time in Spain, but that's that. Sun. Well, let me think of it.
James, I have a question.
Yeah? What is it? Go ahead.
What would it take to make you religious?
What would it take to make me religious? Well,
Yep.
Actually, it depends, to be honest, because it depends because let me think. So, like, I like to think that I'm still an atheist, right? The people that don't believe in a higher being. But actually, technically, an agnostic because in case there was actually any evidence, it would be a reason to be like, yeah, if this actually happened and it was real and I believed in it, yeah, I would definitely justify it. But for now, actually, yeah, there's that. But to what you were saying, that question, what would it take for me to? I think I think I just answered the question anyway. What it takes for me to believe is just to believe it. Honestly, just to see how much if the proof is actually out there and it's actually true. It's kind of like with aliens and ghosts, right? It's like, you've heard these stories. You've heard these stories where you hear people saying, "Oh, these aliens exist. These aliens exist. Ghosts exist. These aliens and these ghosts exist. They're around us, right?" Believably, I think aliens are actually more believable because obviously there has to be more than humans. If there can be more than humans, like animals, there can definitely also be aliens, and there's also other planets, other galaxies. So that's more believable. But
Why can't there be a god?
wait, what?
Why can't there be a god if there can be aliens?
I don't really know how to answer that question, but you know what I mean, right? It's just like it depends on the situation, right? Like ghosts, no. Aliens, yes. God, it really depends on the way you look at it. Because because you have the sins and everything, and if you follow the sins, it's like you believe in God. But if you don't follow the sins, you don't believe in God. So if you don't believe in God, you don't believe in the sins and the rules and the Ten Commandments and everything. You just don't believe in God, really. So yeah, that's the bottom line.
What about like believing in God outside of religion?
That's actually a good question. Because there's that, you can still do it, I'm pretty sure. Like, you don't need to be religious to appreciate a god. It's like, when people worship somebody, like that whole simp culture, right, where you just get obsessed with this one person and you want to date them, and you can't date them because they they probably are with someone else, and they have too much pressure, too much social media. What am I trying to say? Too much social media attraction to the point where they don't want to be with you. So there's that. So you could literally. The point was you could, if you just simp for somebody, that's not even religious, and that can be even considered like a god thing because it's you think they're God and they're awesome and they are the best. We should worship, hallelujah, blah blah blah. But I've some.
Yeah.
It's a weird. I'm putting this in a weird analogy, but that's kind of just the way that's the way I get my head around it, really. So.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I'm obviously not educated on this subject, so. Yeah.
Have you ever read the Bible?
Well, there was this one time, right, where I read the Bible, but the thing was, I actually thought it was a parody of something, because I feel like, right, with this kind of thing, just to read, like, the audio, like, I think I listened to the audio version, like, I read some of it, and then there was the audio, that actually made it exaggerated, so it felt like somebody was reading out a children's story or like some fictional story, because that's kind of what it's like for some people. They think this whole religion spiel stuff it's just a fictional book. It's not necessarily relevant or useful. So they just treat it like they treat it like Harry Potter, or they treat it like Lord of the Rings, or they treat it like all these fictional fantasy books. So they don't really. That's just an example, but they just don't really get it. You know what I mean? They don't understand why people would believe in this sort of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Very in depth.
So you think the Bible's more like a kid's story?
It's because of the way the way it's structured, and it's just because I feel like it's because the language of the language of the text is a lot different, and it's in a different time period because it's his older English, different grammar, and there's actually were points where there was these random capital letters, so it wasn't necessary. It was just, yeah, I don't know. Like, I heard right that the Bible was actually written by the Holy Trinity or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think my friend Avnish, who I had on like 2 months ago almost, when this comes out, yeah, definitely 2 months ago. Yeah, back to my point. He said that the Holy Trinity was a combination of like God and Jesus or something, and the Bible. I don't remember. You probably could explain it to me because I have got no idea where I'm going with this little long-winded answer. So, do you have anything? Oh, sorry, bit of an awkward pause there. But
Wait, what were you saying? What was the question?
could you elaborate on what the Holy Trinity is? Because I heard it was this combination of God and combination of Jesus and whatnot. So maybe I just made that up, but yeah, you probably should go for that.
So the Holy Trinity is what it is. It's God, Jesus, and then the Holy Spirit led. So all three are kind of like a bit different, but they're the same thing, sort of. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, I see what you mean. It's hard to explain because I will go into this just so it elaborates what I was saying. So it's like probably the reason why I don't know a lot about religion is because I was never raised on religion. So I actually was never told. I was told just to make my own decision, right? I was told, yeah, you do what you want to do. Yeah, you don't believe in God if you don't want to believe in God. Believe in God if you believe in God, stuff like that. So I never came to the point where I actually wanted to be religious. So because of that, yeah, that's pretty much it. But actually, I do want to add a little bit more to that. So there was this one time when I was in primary school, right? The teacher asked us, oh, what religion do you believe in? Do you believe in any, if any? So I put my hand up, not realising I didn't even know what religion I was a part of. And so I just realised, why did I even put my hand up, right? And also, right, this is a bit of a tangent, but there was actually, well, maybe not a bit of a tangent to what I was saying, but it relates in a way. I remember when I lined up in primary school, right, and there was this guy in my like year or whatever, and I said I believe in evolution, and he made fun of me and stuff. So yeah, that's it.
It's funny you believe in evolution, lad.
Yeah, because I didn't realise that I wasn't actually religious, or I just didn't know what religion I supported or not supported, really believed in. So, but yeah, and actually, I just realised like my mum was actually a Catholic, right? She like her whole life she was told to be like she actually knows a lot about it and stuff. She was taught by nuns, all like that. My dad was sort of religious, but it was just because he went to church a little bit or stuff like that. But he doesn't do it anymore. It was just a thing. I think it was just a Scottish thing because like Scottish people have this tendency, or this, it's not really a tendency, it's like a tradition sort of thing where being Catholic is kind of a common thing in Scotland because like you know, because there's actually this whole thing which could be maybe separated for a different episode or something, but there's this whole thing about Catholics versus Protestants where they just go off on each other. It's like, it's hate to kind of an interesting analogy, but it's like that left versus right sort of stuff where you have these two sides going at it, just absolutely cramming into each other, just absolutely just, oh, I hate you, oh yeah, I hate you, and you just go in and
Is it more of like a yelling battle with ignorance, or is it just like an actual debate?
Well, it can be a bit of both, I guess, because, well, wait a minute, let me hold that thought, because there is a lot of arguments just to yell at each other, because, Scott, do you know about the football teams Celtic and Rangers?
Ah, bro.
Oh yeah, I'll explain to you. So these are these football. I actually have a Celtic top on right now, but they're basically these very famous Scottish football teams, right? They're actually commonly known as they have this thing that they've had this. Oh, I'm sure this is really bad that I don't remember this entirely, but they have this thing where they. It might come to mind, but they have this thing where they play football against each other, right? If one of these guys lose, right? If Rangers loses, these Rangers fans are gonna go after these people. It's usually because you suck and they throw bottles at each other, stuff like that. But it's to do with religion as well, because they actually hate each other for their religious views, and it's the other way around. If Celtic lose, they would go after Rangers fans. So it is a very very like toxic sort of thing. So yeah, there probably is some Catholic vs Protestant, Scottish vs Irish debate somehow, or not Scottish vs Irish, maybe English or Scottish on Scottish or something, blah blah blah. So yeah, there's that. So that's kind of the gist there.
I get you.
It's a lot to take in. Yeah.
That's an interesting take. What do you think on the what's it called, the Vatican and the Pope and everything?
Well, I do think it's like who's the Vatican? I actually don't know who that is.
The Vatican's like the little city inside of Rome in Italy. You know, where the Pope lives and everyone else.
I don't know much about the city, but the Pope. Right, the thing is with popes.
Yeah, bro. What do you think of the Pope?
Right. I'm trying to think because I don't actually know much about the Pope, but I've heard these weird things about these like popes in churches. Well, is there more than one pope? Is it just one pope?
It's one Pope at a time. But
okay, but
so like when one Pope dies, then another gets elected.
Oh yeah. So the popes are like the people that speak at those churches. You know, those people with the white things on their head and all that. I've heard that they're actually quite pervious or we will definitely not use the word I'm about to use, even though we're probably really into this episode. It's actually a G. It's a G. We'll just say they're like P words, right? We'll just say that. Apparently, I heard there were P words and it's touching on these people. Touching on these younger individuals. I'll try to formulate that in a way so we don't, get age restricted.
A bit like
What is it?
A bit pervy.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the best way to describe it because I don't want this video to be taken down. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So I actually don't know how true that is.
It's not really bad.
What is it?
It's not even a bad word, lad.
Actually, I was thinking about this. Here's a little tester. Grooma. I was trying to say grooming, I was trying to say grooming because you can't actually say that on YouTube apparently, so I was just testing that as a joke. But I actually the thing is right with YouTube, right? That's an off-topic thing, but the thing is with YouTube videos, right? It's where if you say something really age restricted boundaries where it's if in that region there's a big chance it's going to get taken down. It's usually in the first 3 or 5 minutes. So if we're basically almost an hour into the show, to the video, whatever you want to call it, I don't even think they'll take it down, but maybe they might look through it at some point. I don't know. So there's that. Do you have anything to add to that, by the way?
To what?
To what I just said about the whole, if you say something in a video that's controversial, is it bound to actually get taken down on YouTube kind of thing?
Not bound, but the YouTube algorithm and stuff and the bots do demonetize you, and it could be taken down if it's like viewed by like YouTube moderators and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not like
It's just a bit stuck nowadays because YouTube's more like, I don't know, more restrictive on what they post depending on if you're rich or not. So like, you could be making YouTube heaps of money and they won't take down your stuff compared to a smaller channel that's not generating anything. They'll just take it down.
Actually, this just popped into my head, right? Speaking of which, so you actually brought this up to me, right? You said that the Romanian government is actually quite insane, is that right? Like, that's to do with, like, restricting stuff, so go ahead. Go ahead, indeed.
Want to talk about the Romanian government?
Yeah, go. Do.
Oh, okay. So in Romania, the government, it's extremely corrupt. Like, I'm pretty sure the EU gave them like $1 billion for forest or something. Forest preservation, something, I don't even remember. And then it just went missing in that week, I think. And there's no doubt that the politicians took it, but they keep denying it all the time. In Romania, bribery is like very common. So I don't know what else to say, but just say it's like one of the most corrupt areas on the planet. But
yeah,
that's what makes it good as well.
I actually, because I think I brought up to you having seen like Scotland has become with its freedom of speech and all that, because I think Romania does the same thing, doesn't it? Is that right?
Freedom of speech.
Yeah, or like freedom and all that stuff.
Romania is a very, very, very free country in terms of what you can say and stuff.
Okay. It's just more like, I think it's just more like government decisions then, it's not necessarily like freedom of speech stuff.
Yeah, that's Romania, but Romania is more like a religious country, so they value stuff more than other places.
Oh, yeah.
Value some things, especially compared to Scotland, which is like communist state at this point.
I actually do. It's weird why it's became that way. Because it's like you'd never expect. Like it's becoming more obvious that it's became that way. It's just unnecessary. That's all. It really is unnecessary. And I think I did an entire episode about that, the whole Scottish freedom of speech stuff. I incorporated it into an episode anyway. So, but yeah, I just think like, I don't really follow it anymore because it's tiring, but it still is a thing that, like, yeah, you should be able to say whatever you want online. It's just a given, man. Like, the internet has been going on for ages, and people literally, like, these 10 years ago, right, whatever, in these forums, these online spaces, people used to say the N word, the F word, the other F word, the fagot, right? We'll just say that so we don't get that age restriction or whatever will happen. So the fagot, the N-word, all of that. People said that ages ago, nothing happened. Nobody like took it seriously because it's all just trolling. And then as the years gone by, oh, let's make society politically correct. Let's just do that, okay? We'll just do that. Make sure it happens. And then all of a sudden, Scotland comes around and follows that trend, and it does the same old thing as these other countries that want to restrict your rights for things online. Right, you could make the argument that, you know, there's a whole death threats thing, right? I think death threats are terrible, right? Don't do that. But you could just make 12 million accounts, right? So what is the point of just trying to jail somebody for that? It's the laziest attempt to actually get police officers out there and doing something for the world, you know? So that's kind of my thoughts on that sort of thing. It's just really dumb.
It is.
And I was gonna like, I have this friend, right? Well, I do have a friend who has some interesting views on the world, but I feel like if I made an episode about that, it'd get a bit spicy. So I don't, like, really spicy to the point where it will just It'll be good for YouTube. So,
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
So you had to
I was
alternate.
gonna say, do you think it's because like
Oh, sorry.
the culture is pretty bad, or is it just like, I don't know, people have gone insane?
I actually think that people just gone insane because they've took advantage of, oh, we could try and be, the next. We could try and just be as correct as possible. We should try and be politically correct, blah 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 blah, because they notice that these other countries are doing it. So why don't we follow them? And that was my whole point. Because as I said, it just kept going on and on and on, trickle around to that circle jerk. Let's just jerk all around, and basically let's all try and be these absolute strict countries, all in the same table. Do you know that meme where you have this council meeting, right, where there's these people sitting, right? It's like that. It's like, oh yeah, let's all just come together and think the same. Let's be this beehive mind that, yeah, there's a queen of this. Let's follow her, and let's just be sheeps, and let's just absolutely not even think for ourselves, and that stuff. And it's really, really weird. Wait, what were you saying?
Just be sheeps to the system.
Yeah, and it's just like they just want to force it down your throat as well. It's just like they said, oh, let's be correct, let's be nice. Yeah, you take down hate, right? I know we've all had those comments, right? We've all been made fun of, we've all been bullied, but come on, dude. It is a digital thing. It's not like 3-degree murder, right? This is the biggest problem with the fact that these P words only get 10 years in jail. They should be absolutely getting life sentence, right? Whereas in Scotland, right, with this hate crime bill that I mentioned, right, I remember putting these spicy memes up could get you into jail for 7 years. It just blows my mind. I still want to believe, right? I still want to have that justifiable copium that is actually not real, but I honestly think it is real, man. It is. Oh, it is really real, I think. So it is yeah. And what I meant by like justifiable copium was like just justifying that I'll cope with this. It'll be hard to cope with this, but it's just like, yeah, I really think I should find it hard to cope with that because it's ridiculous. So yeah. Do you have anything else to say, or? Do you have anything else to say?
Anything else to say? No, I just think like people just keep jumping into the same bubble.
Yeah.
And just try to copy each other.
Yeah, man.
Try to look the best in each other's viewpoints. And try to outdo each other's weakness and everything.
Yeah, man. Like. So yeah. This was a very interesting. This was a very interesting episode indeed, because we had a guest on who was actually quite funny. We got a little serious and we had a bit of a balance, a bit of comedy and a bit of drama. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next week, obviously. And well, what do you want to say? Do you want to shout out your things? Do you have anything people can see you on? Or?
Nah, all good. Oh, actually, like my Insta, whatever.
Yeah, self-plugging.
Tudor_Jelly.
Yeah, Tudor_Jelly. Actually, you have a. Oh wait, you actually have a YouTube. You actually have a YouTube channel. Tudor Jelly, right?
Oh, my YouTube channel. Jelly_Tudor. Opposite
yes.
of
Tudor. That's his name. Tudor. Tudor and James are out. Goodbye.